Hello to everyone. Yesterday we talked about what to do, what to visit in Sardinia if you are staying only 1 week or 10 days arriving in Olbia. Today we are going to talk about the best itineraries in the north of Sardinia. And I have to tell you that the itineraries that I'm going to talk about are not the ordinary one that you can find on the travel guide, because it's an itinerary that I created traveling through Sardinia, and especially driving and stop with my best friend and with my boyfriend. But I can assure that they are wonderful. So follow me. This is my map. I love this map. This is the map of the region of Sardinia that gives you an idea of how big is the island. So imagine that we arrive in Alghero. Alghero is a wonderful city. The first time I spent 2 days with my best friend, and then I go back to Alghero as soon as I can. Is a city on the sea. Is an ancient city, has a lot of history. You can visit the whole center that is kind. It seems a castle, has a Spanish origin, and is very suggestive. And you can eat a lot of very good and fresh fish, especially paella, because of its Catalan origin. And why it is the best to stop in Alghero, because Alghero has in front of the real center a long beach. The most famous beach are Lazzaretto and Le Bombarde beach, but the city beach is wonderful as well. So you can take a bed and breakfast or an hotel in Alghero, and you can move without taking car or without public transport. So you can spend 2 beautiful days free, or 1 week enjoying. It's full of restaurant, is full of there is 2D schools, so it's the perfect place for family, children, but also to travel with a group of friends in a couple. Is a very romantic city. So just have a look on the web of the image in Alghero, and you will have an idea of how much fascinating is it. So from Alghero, that time we started to drive in this direction, and we met Argentiera. Argentiera tells you about the minerary history of Sardinia. So you can see the old village. Now is fascinating because it's abandoned now. There is no one. It's an old village with these houses, and in which worked a lot of people one time. And there is this beach between the rocks, in which the sea comes very strong, and gives you a lot of energy. Is a very energetic place. And as well in Argentiera, when you arrive, you will find a lot of indication that tells you about all the history of the place. So I suggest you absolutely to make a stop to Argentiera and to know better something of the history of Sardinia. Then I can't tell you about the island of Asinara, because I already have to visit it. But I can tell you that going in this direction, of course, you have to stop in Castelsardo. Castelsardo was one of the village that tells you more about the history of the judges of Sardinia. And there is this beautiful castle on the sea, and two old churches, and a wonderful landscape. The only things that I can say is that to go on the top is a kind of hard walk. So your length must be strong to go on the top. And Castelsardo is famous for artisanship. So you can see a lot of these little shops with old women make kind of I don't know. I can show you if I find something similar. They make just wait. I don't have an example. Anyway, just have a stop in Castel Sardo. Then continue driving on this side. You will find Badesi. Now, okay, is written with my pen. Okay, this is here we have Alghero, here we have Argentiera, and then Castel Sardo and Badesi. Badesi, my mother says that in Badesi there's nothing, and that's the way I like it, Badesi, because the first time I arrived there, I could see only this long beach with trees around, and it seems like a desert, an oasis of relax, and the best of Badesi at the same is that there are places like Marina Hotel in which you can eat very good and fresh fish, and also very good wine, very good typical Sardinian cheese. Badesi, the only problem is that especially in low season there is nothing, there's not a lot of environment, a lot of fun, not a lot of event organized. Probably in July and August, so it's a peaceful place in which you can relax a lot, of course. Continue driving, you will find I didn't write Vignola. Vignola, I always stop in Vignola to buy some typical wine, Canonau, and I leave from Olbia to reach Vignola to buy this wine, because to me it's the best wine I already drank in Sardinia. So if you are looking for a good souvenir to bring at home, or a good wine to prove during your holiday, I suggest you to stop in Vignola. Then you will find Costa Paradiso and Isola Rossa. Translated in Italian, Costa Paradiso seems paradise coast, so it gives you an idea of the place. There is this a canyon with a kind of lake, and this beach between the rocks with this sea with wonderful colors, and is at the same is very wild. All this coast is very wild. I suggest you at the same to stop in Costa Paradiso. Then from Costa Paradiso to Santa Teresa di Gallura is kind of 1 hour of driving, in which you only see the coast and a wonderful landscape with trees, very wild at the same, and is a pleasure just to see it. Then you arrive in Santa Teresa di Gallura, in which you can visit ancient Roman ruins, and the place I like the most in Santa Teresa di Gallura is Capotesta, in which there is the Moon Valley. In the last video we talked about another Moon Valley, because in the north of Sardinia we have a Moon Valley on the coast, and the Moon Valley in the internal area is called like that because there are these big rocks that seems fallen from the sky, and this one on the coast of Santa Teresa di Gallura is particular because a community of hippies live there in the summer, and some people also in winter living in caves, and is a magic place because there are these big rocks that seems animal, people. Some of these rocks has their name, some other you can give your name because your imagination can go very far looking at the landscape of Moon Valley of Santa Teresa di Gallura. At the same, like I can describe like Argentiera is a very energetic place, very spiritual place. Okay, and if you want to visit also something here in the internal area, you can go to Luras and to Lake Liscia. You can have a very nice picnic to Lake Liscia and visit the Tombos Giants of Nuragi Cage. So some history of Sardinia, and you can also visit the Museum of Luras, in which you can find old dresses, typical dresses of Sardinia, and also something very particular that is unique in the world. I will tell you about the Museum of Luras in another video, because it's very important. Is a complicated argument, I will tell you. And what I have to say, after Santa Teresa di Gallura, we have Palau, from which you take the ferry and you reach the islands of La Maddalena and Caprera. But just a little before arriving to Palau, you find the island Isola dei Gabbiani, is the name in Italian, and is the paradise of the people that loves to make windsurf, surf, and kite surf. So if you like sports, absolutely you have to go to Palau and to the Isola dei Gabbiani, or Porto Pollo is the village just next. So these are the itineraries I love the most in the north of Sardinia. You can choose to understand if you want to spend 2 days in each of these places. You need 2, 4, 6. You need kind of 10 days. So you have to choose. If you have only 1 week, and I have to tell you, visit only this one because it's the best. Absolutely, I can tell you Alghero, Castel Sardo, Costa Paradiso. So Alghero, Castel Sardo, Costa Paradiso, and Santa Teresa di Gallura with the Moon Valley. Okay, so for today we have finished, and in the next video I think we were going to talk about this coast. Okay. An important information: if you want to make the tour of the north of Sardinia, you need a car, because transports are very it's hard to go with public transports. Okay, you probably you need more than 1 week. It's hard to move. So absolutely rent a car in Alghero, or a motorcycle. Okay. Thanks for your attention, and see you to the next video. Bye bye.